Hi, and welcome to this new lesson in which we are going to interpret these three pictures you can see here that I've downloaded from Freepik for free. What we are going to do is analyzing each picture to identify the expressions and see which are the main features we need to have in mind to start working with our portrait. For example, let's have a look at the first picture. We have here a woman with a weird expression, right? And she has a particular angulation of the head. So we've made an axis and we are going to use it as a starting point. The main characteristic would be that her head has a square shape, almost like a rectangle. Once it's done, we are going to determine best way to represent her eyebrows. Sorry, guys, for all the repetitions. I'm always like that. So, the elements we are going to represent are the eyebrows, the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. And these are the main features we are going to highlight. As you can see, she has a kind of begging expression, so I decided to underline the eyebrows. To do so, I drew them curved upwards. And regarding the eyes, she has like a blank look. And finally, the mouth that isn't showing any emotions. It's not joy or sadness, but a begging expression. When you draw your own portrait, we'll have to consider the main features of the person. In this case, the woman has a fringe and long hair, so we'll need to represent these particular features and not, let's say, drawing her with a shaved head. Later on, I'll be explaining carefully what we have to do in those situations where we are free to modify something in a project. But now, let's continue to work like this. So, we've identified the main feature of the girl, which is the begging expression. And now I'm going to sum it up over here. The curved eyebrows, the eyes and the mouth. In this case, curves are the key feature in her expression. And now let's move on to the next example. Here we have a small girl with a confusing expression like wondering what's going on with my life. So for that reason, I wanted to highlight the mouth with the two small teeth and the thick lips because it's very distinctive of this character. We are also going to draw her looking to one side, and with help of the reference picture, we will draw the elements that are missing, such as the curly and blonde hair. It's true we are not going to use colors, but still we need to keep them in mind. Guys, it's like I was saying before, if she has curly hair, we are not going to draw it straight just like that, especially if we are doing an exact representation of the picture we are using as a reference. Okay, so the drawing is almost done, and I also wanted to mention and something, and I will repeat it afterwards concerning portraits, is that we can have certain freedom depending on the client. In case you are self-employed or you are using pictures free to use for your own projects, then you're free to add different elements or modify it as you fancy. For example, you could add elf ears to the girl or changing the eye color from blue to pink or wherever, anything you can imagine. Then you're free to do it unless you're asked to do an exact and faithful representation of the original image. And in the third place, we have this man who is shouting like crazy at the phone with anger. He looks like really mad and angry. We notice that the face is in 3/4, so we'll need to use a structure that allows us to represent the face in this way. We are going to emphasize the eyebrows and the wrinkles, especially next to the nose and the space between the eyebrows. These are the parts where we'll be placing the wrinkles to express and reflect this anger. So, by adding these details in here, we'll get the expression we want to. So these elements will help us to represent the exact expression. In addition to this, I've drawn a little wrinkle on the space between the eyebrows to clarify that the eyebrows are curved upwards. I'm also going to emphasize the want of the nose to express that he has the mouth wide open and he's shouting. As you can see now, I've highlighted the wrinkles on the forehead. These are 3 basic lines. And then this in the nose part. In the third case, as the man is really angry and shouting, we'll need to emphasize this expression even more. So guys, just to sum up, what we have to bear in mind are the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and the eyebrows as the main feature of expression to make it more accurate. Now, I'm going to summarize everything I just said with these ovals I'm drawing now. I hope you liked this lesson and see you in the next one.